I remember the most when I first stepped into the aviation fair, first thing saw is SEGi. Found that SEGi actually quite good in the level and then everything. Most importantly, I want to take chemical engineering and then SEGi offered this course.
Hello Malaysia, hello world. Apa khabar? Welcome to another interesting program of ECM Talk with topic today is success luck or hard work. I'm Rajesh Shahrul, your host. We hear it all the time. Today is your lucky day. But what if every day could be your lucky day? Even the most normal day can be turned into a lucky one. But how? Well, unfortunately, it doesn't involve finding a bunch of right side up cents or following the leprechaun to the end of the rainbow, if that's what you're thinking. The only thing you need to make yourself luckier is you. Now let us hear from the person who has gone through this luck and hard work charade surrounded by reality of tough challenges out there. I have here with me Tee Yi Shen from the Faculty of Engineering, SEGi University. Welcome to ECM Talk, Yi Shen. Apa khabar?
Good.
Good. All right. Let me start with asking you about the ANSO scholarship. Yeah, the ANSO scholarship, and how you managed to become the first Malaysian to secure the scholarship. I know this is the ANSO is the China Academy University. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Can you tell us a bit more about that? Yeah.
All right. In fact, the ANSO stands for Alliance of International Science Organization.
All right.
And then this organization has been founded in year 2018. Then this organization has the member from 36 different scientific institution, university or organization all around the world.
Okay. So
the scholarship is called as ANSO Scholarship for Young Talent, or normally we call as ANSO Scholarship.
Okay.
This scholarship is launched in year 2019, so about 2 years ago. Then this scholarship will support 200 master students and 300 PhD students. So you can imagine how much money they pay. Then
and they pick these students from around the world.
Yes. Okay. This is specifically for the students around the world.
Okay.
All right. So so regarding the how I manage, I think. Of course, I made the requirement like some result or requirement like I can speak either English or Chinese, some language proficiency.
Right.
And also one important thing is the recommendation from lecturer.
Right.
So one thing is, so the key person here is my supervisor, my main supervisor in the China over there, which is my professor. Then in fact, I also have 2 recommendation letters from the SEGi University here, which is one is the Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Chia Chi-Ming, and then second one is one professor for mechanical engineering, Prof. Wang Changjing.
Okay.
I was work with them. They know them. They know me for about more than a year, so they are the suitable person to write the recommendation for me, and then this all will help me to at least their strong recommendation will bring me to the application of my ANSO scholarship.
Of course.
Yep. Okay. So I think this is the main point that I success to get my scholarship.
Okay. All right. Now, obviously, for the 2 gentlemen that you mentioned, they need to go through your academic qualifications and what have you not, just to ensure that you are the right student for them to put the recommendation, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
Other than the languages you mentioned, Yi Shen, what are the criteria will be of importance to them to ANSO?
Okay, of course, the result although in the specific website they didn't mention what is the minimum result that they need, but what I learned, what I've been informed by my supervisor in China, there is at least we have to get first class student. So you will stand higher chances to approach this.
You're talking first class. You're talking first class honors students.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you will get the chance to get the application faster. So
Right.
it will launch faster.
Right. Would you know whether there were other applications from Malaysia, from other universities?
You mean for the master study?
Yes, for the program that you have
Okay,
been...
in fact, besides I approached this China study, I also approached some university over here in Malaysia.
Right.
So because I needed the scholarship for continue my study, so I compare between all the offer, all the scholarship, and then I eventually found the ANSO scholarship is the best choice, and the uni is the best choice, so I go over there. Yep. So in fact, this ANSO scholarship is offered to only 2 institutes. One is UCAS, stands for University Chinese Academy of Science, and then another one is USTC, University Science and Technology in China of China.
I see. I
Yep.
see.
So, but these 2 institutions, they have a lot of campus around the China.
I'm sure.
Yep.
Okay.
So they are offered to these those students, master student and PhD student for this institution, and then they further their study lah.
Okay. All right. What are some of your unforgettable experiences or hardships that you encountered during your study until where you are now? Feel free to just pick anyone or any experience that you have gone through.
Okay. Throughout my study journey, I think primary school and secondary school nothing much. But when I come to uni, because at first I not intended to immediately start my university study right after the secondary school. So at first I plan to work for at least 1 year, 2 years, then gather some money first, and then I come here. I come to uni and study. But eventually, due to some reason, then I end up over here. So never mind. Then we go ahead, then we look for some scholarship. But during my first 2 years of study, I didn't manage to get any scholarship until because the time all this while I have my financial issue, because my family cannot support for my finance. So then until the end of my second year, one lecturer talked to me just like a casual talk. Then eventually she asked me about my family background and everything, so I just tell lah, just be honest and tell.
Correct.
Then from there she forwarded me to the scholarship, and then for example, like the person in charge of the scholarship, and then slowly I get their help to apply, then end up I got the scholarship, and then with a comfortable part-time job, which is a research assistant, work with Dr. Chan Miao-Ki over here, and then meanwhile I can study, or at the same time I can proceed with learning some research experience over here.
So in other words, the main challenge for you was the financial issue.
Yes, correct.
And what you did was to do a part-time job and stuff like that, just to sustain you here and to continue to further your studies.
Yes, correct.
How shall I say this? Any specific person or persons that you think that need mention through what you have gone through these experiences?
Yeah, actually, I will bring it into 2 parts. One part is during my secondary school time, there is one teacher that inspired me so much, and then in my uni time, there's a lot.
I'm sure.
A lot.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the secondary first one. Actually, he's one of my tuition teacher, tuition center. Then just like a coincidence, the time, because during my secondary school, from my primary school until secondary, I just like how to say, we call it as a study machine. We just study only. No matter what happens, we study only.
I see.
So that time my timetable or my schedule is just home, tuition, school, this 3 point only. No other entertainment, no other thing.
Right.
So but I have my own hobby, so which is reading some novel, Chinese novel. So, but Chinese novel I still read at home, so no point.
Right.
So after that, when I joining this tuition center, I will bring this novel when waiting the class to start.
Right.
So I will read during the meantime. So that time I remember very very well. That time was my Form 2, which is about 7-8 years back already. So I remember the title of the novel is called as The Taste of Happiness.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. Then when the teacher came in, because I was sitting right in front of him, so when he saw my title of the book, then he immediately asked me, "So you're reading this book? So do you think you are in the happiness right now?" So the time I got triggered, like, what is meant by happiness to me?
Right.
So because all this, what I did is just like a normal routine, nothing special, just the normal cycle only, because I was being taught to that, I was being taught to become like that, like a machine, like a robot. Then after his question, I cannot answer immediately, of course. So after that, I start to think actually what I want, what I trying to do over here, basically is what is the purpose that I want to study.
Okay.
Study for what?
Okay.
So from there, I started to approach a lot of people. Then, so from there, I like to approach people, listen to their experience, not limited to those educated people. Some people, I'm from a quite rural place, so I talk to a lot of people, what they think, what they talk. So I gather all the information, I get the experience, then from there I figure out what I actually want. So this bring up my whole secondary until I come to the university. So in university, there are a lot of people help me also. First is the lecturer just now, Al Kwa, who ask me the question and then bring me to the scholarship. And then of course second, the Dean of Engineering. And then Dr. Chamelki should bring me to the research assistant work, and then I learned a lot from there. Then a lot of people, like from the industry, from the institution,
Right.
and also from the others, like because I previously I also do part-time outside, so they also share me a lot of information,
Right.
a lot of experience.
Right.
So I gather over there. After I conclude out that said, I want to continue my study. If I got the chance, then I want to continue my study.
Good.
Yep.
Okay.
And then,
Okay. Sorry, Yi Shen. Coming back to the novel that you were talking, what is happiness? Is that what?
The Taste of Happiness.
The Taste of Happiness. What is your take from that novel after reading it? Did you finally really discovered what happiness is all about?
I think I still in the journey on figure out this thing.
Okay.
But in fact, the content of the novel is not what we thinking like that. Is not talking about happiness, because that one is just like, that one is the what they call, they feel the happiness through food. We eating, you feel happiness.
Okay.
So the content of the novel is like that, but we translate in another way.
Right.
I think I still in the journey of figure out what is the happiness.
Still learning.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Because this thing, I believe there is no certain answer for this.
Of course.
It's
Yes.
everyone different feeling, different idea. So at the end of the day, you feel you are happy or not, you enjoy this life or not.
It's quite subjective. Yeah.
Yes,
It's quite subjective.
very subjective.
And,
Yeah.
Okay. Now, other than the persons that you mentioned, anyone else that you think that have inspired you to go beyond your limit to what you are today? Some people that you reckon that's worth mentioning?
For this, I want to specify two persons.
Yeah.
One is my previous RA research assistant work boss, Dr. Chamelki, because I started to work with her since year 3 of my study in SEGi University. Then I worked until the year 5.
Okay.
So, I think I need to mention the 5 year is first year of foundation plus 4 year for degree.
Okay.
So I joined I work during my year 3 and then I bring it up to year 5.
Okay.
So about 3 years of time I learned a lot. Then I know. So I've been exposed to a lot of different fields. Then I know what is the knowledge from here, what is knowledge from here, and then which one I'm more interested in. So from there I can conclude that I not that prefer this field, so I prefer this field, so I go ahead with this field. Yep. And then because of this, then end up during my year 4 time, I have my internship in Malaysian Palm Oil Board and POB. Then the time my supervisor was Dr. Harrison. He also teach me a lot because I have the interest in this field. So he provide me a lot of information during that time. So within the 3 months is very intensive. A lot of information I have to digest, I have to understand, and then come up with a experiment setup.
Of course.
Everything done by myself, then arrange, then give a report, done the report. Yep.
Interesting. Yeah.
Although it's quite intensive and quite stressful, but I enjoy it because that one is the field that I'm interested. Yep.
That's what matters most actually.
Yes.
Because it's your choice.
Yep. So you have
no one forces you to do it. It's your choice. It's your
interest will drive you to that.
Precisely.
Yep.
Well said. Now, I meant to ask this earlier. Why SEGi?
At first, again, I'm from quite rural area, so that time I don't know much about what is the choices of university, of course. So that time, our first intention is local university. But the time we all know that local U is very hard to enter unless you want to pass through the Form 6, STPM, or you want to pass through the matriculasi. But end up, I didn't go for Form 6. But I also failed to apply my matriculasi. So after that, I went to my relative bring me to the education fair. So over there, I was like, wow, actually Malaysia got a lot of university that we can oppose. Then I remember the most when I first stepped into the education fair, first thing saw is SEGi.
Right. Yeah.
But this is not the main reason. Then after that, I approached a lot of uni, then I compare about the price because again, financial issue.
Okay. Yeah.
So I compared the price, then found that SEGi actually quite good in the level and then everything. Most importantly, I want to take chemical engineering, and then SEGi offered this course. So I think that was the main reason.
That was the main reason. How SEGi came to your mind, yeah? That's how it came about. All right. Now, your research study work, maybe you can share with us some tips that perhaps your colleagues or other students that can consider how to go about doing research studies. Maybe.
Yep.
Can you share that with us? Yeah.
First thing again is about the interest. You interest in what field? Like previously, before this, the chemical engineering interested in oil and gas. So we go ahead with the oil and gas. So you see ExxonMobil, Petronas or whatsoever. Then for myself, I interested in the vegetable oil processing. So or we call it as edible oil. Then one thing is first thing is the interest, and then second thing I think the current trend. Like for example, as we all know, oil and gas is getting down right now during this period. So if not saying you cannot continue for the oil and gas, but you need to know after this, if you in oil and gas field, what you will do related. Like,
what next is
yes.
it? Yeah.
For example, like previously, oil and gas is talking about how we get the oil out, how we refine the oil. But now, oil and gas also going toward how we recycle our product.
Yeah.
Yep, that one is also a direction. So from there, you need to know you interested or not in that field. Or you just purely want to know how the petroleum get refined, then okay.
Right.
Then another thing is, once you decided your interest, the field that you're interested, then you go ahead with some study. Of course, the study cannot be avoided one.
Yeah.
You need to read some journal paper, some article. Then you study, okay, what is the basic knowledge for this? Then you learn how to conduct the experiment or some here and there. Then what is the expected result that you want to come up? Then, okay, this is your self-study. Then another important thing is you approaching those correct person. I would like to emphasize this because I've approached a lot of lecturer or researcher from different fields. So they give me some specific advice like, okay, if you're interested in this field, what we will do, what the scope of research. Then I got the information. So finding the right person is very important. So slowly the person will tell you, okay, if you are doing, for example, chemical engineering, another we have membrane technology. So when you're doing the membrane, what is the purpose of membrane? How you want to synthesize the membrane? A lot of things will come in, and then from there you decide this is the one that you want.
Right.
So I most of the time I talk to my junior because I do have junior that approach me and say, they don't know after this they want to go working or they want to go study. So I just tell them, you think first, you want to go study also can, you want to work also can, but you have to know what is your interest first, because you go for working, you also have your own interest. You're interested in for example, what kind of industry job, and you want to become a consultant or you want to become an engineer, different thing. So also there is an interest there, so you need to know your interest first. Then only we decide the direction.
Correct.
Then meanwhile, if you still confused, okay, find the right person. Yep.
Well said. Thank you, Tee Yi Shen, for your sharing.
Thank you.
And the experience that you've gone through. Thank you very much. Thank you, Yi Shen, for sharing your interesting experience, which has brought you to where you are today. Good luck and all the best to you. One of the ways to make yourself luckier is to hard work, as we have clearly heard from our guest today. Put some efforts, goals and dreams, and you're all set to face the exciting world out there. Once again, thank you, Yi Shen, for participating in our program today. You are a good example for others to follow. SEGians, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Edu Channel Malaysia. Until we meet again in our next ECM Talk program, take care and stay safe everyone. Jumpa lagi.